Hey, what's up YouTube? This is We All Juggle Knives and you are at another Multi-Tool Monday. Today I have this True Utility multi-tool. Now True Utility is like a company in the United Kingdom, but the actual tool for them is made in China. This will run you about $10 to $12. I'll include a link, so I figured how bad could it be? I'll try it out for you guys. It comes in this water resistant case, which you could use for a little survival kit, so that's cool. Now the length of this when closed is 3 inches, right? So kind of an interesting size category. The tools on this open from the outside, so they're accessible when the pliers are folded up, so that's good. But they are non-locking tools, right? It's just friction. This has mini scissors, a mini saw, and a blade. And the other tools are a bottle opener with a flathead screwdriver, a flattened Phillips screwdriver, and another screwdriver with a little file surface there. Alright, so let's get down and dirty. I guess I'll talk about the good parts of this first, and then we'll get into the bad parts. But first, the good stuff. You know, if you buy this, you're buying it for 3 reasons, let me tell you. The first would be the mini pliers. You know, they're just as good as any other mini pliers, which means they're not really much compared to real pliers, but in a pinch for a small item, they're fine. The second reason this would be useful is the mini scissors, and yes, I have tested them out on various pieces of paper, little thin cardboard, and they're fine. I mean, they work well for mini scissors. And last is the 3 screwdrivers. You know, no one would say that screwdrivers are not pretty useful. So yeah, the mini pliers, mini scissors, and a few screwdrivers. Those are all good. If you're buying this tool, it's probably because of those features. Now, what's wrong with this tool? Well, interesting blade shape here would be good for draw cutting. That is, if this was an actual blade, which it's freaking not. This has the worst edge I think I've ever seen on a multi-tool. In fact, I mean, the edge is so bad. I mean, it has almost no edge. Let's try and give you a close-up. I don't even know what the heck they were trying to do. Like, they tried to do something in terms of putting an edge on it, but a person with no training could grind a better edge than they did. I mean, I almost think someone was trying to make it bad. You would have to try hard to mess up this badly. I mean, this is just, well, like, what was that? It's not an edge. It's not an edge, and therefore this is not a knife. Now, of course, you're going to say you could sharpen it. I don't know, don't be so sure. It depends what the steel is. Sometimes if it's not cutlery grade steel, it just won't hold an edge. It'll just disintegrate if you try to sharpen it. So yeah, the biggest weak point of this multi-tool is the blade that doesn't cut. The little tiny saw is of limited use. You know, I don't think you're going to saw through things. I think pretty much the only purpose on this is putting small notches in a branch. You know, you put one notch there, and then you carve out the middle to make a big notch. That's really the only purpose I could think of for the tiny little saw. And the file is pretty crappy too. First of all, it's short, so there's not much of a pull stroke. It's only on one side, and you know, I would bet that this is not really hardened at all. So you're only going to be filing stuff that's a lot softer than cheap steel, right? Nothing too hard with that file. So that file is a very limited use. The shape is also a bit weird. It's shorter than a Leatherman Juice, but it's wider and it's thicker. So you're not really saving any on the bulk because it's wider and thicker. Of course, I checked the price on the Juice. This is an excellent multi-tool, little mini multi-tool, the S2. However, this is $65 currently on Amazon. I will include a link. It's a great tool. But yeah, I mean, obviously I don't expect an $11 or $12 multi-tool to be equal to a $65 multi-tool. So like I said, the good parts of the true utility are the pliers, the scissors, and the screwdrivers. However, that juice gives you better pliers, bigger, better scissors, a better blade, and better screwdrivers. I mean, clearly the juice totally outguns it, but as I said, that is what I would expect. I mean, the juice, it's far more expensive. So the question is, should you save up for something like the juice, or should you buy the true utility and make do? It's kind of a false question, because I'm sure there's people that do both. You know, they buy a high quality multi-tool as like for them to use day to day, and then they would buy something like this just as a backup, or throw it, you know, in some kit, some glove compartment, or I don't know, for a younger person. So, yeah, I mean, most people have what they call a high-low mix, right? Meaning you have a bunch of primaries that are expensive but worth it, and then you have stuff like this as just backups and here and there, glove box, stuff like that. So yeah, final thoughts on this true utility. Well, I mean, it is worth the around $10 in that I feel you could get some use out of it. But even being worth that, it still might be better just to save up for something of better quality. But yeah, that's my feeling. I'm like on the fence on this. I won't say I recommend it, but it's definitely, it's not a no-go. You know, it's not total junk, but it's just basically a cheap multi-tool. Alright, YouTube, well, I will include the Amazon link to this just in case you want to pick some up. Like I said, as a backup, you know, for some spare kits, maybe for some younger people just getting them started. And I will also include the Leatherman links to that juice. That juice is a beast. If you don't mind paying the $65, you won't regret it. I mean, that is one of the most efficient tool sets on a smaller sized multi-tool. Definitely like that juice. Alright, YouTube, this has been We All Juggle Knives, and apparently multi-tools. I'm out.